Oh my God, so here we are a year later.
I know. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary! Oh my God.
Hello.
We're two rats that came together for one man.
Adam designated driver, baby. The rats need to be fed on schedule or they'll get sick.
Shelley and Shannon celebrate Adam's birthday, the 1-year anniversary of our podcast, and an exclusive interview with the Ripped Bodice. You are listening to Great Driver.
Do you know that TikTok of that family where they're where they're like kissing, like the parents are kissing, and the little kid is in the background like, "Say happy anniversary! Say happy anniversary!"
Say anniversary! Say anniversary!
Is that Adam?
Could be.
Say happy anniversary! I have a cupcake, which would be really funny to eat at 6 in the morning, but
I have my good soup.
you have good soup.
I have good soup.
Man, I should have gotten soup. About to ruin my lipstick. Oh no.
Oh no.
Let's see what your actual lip size is, Shannon, because clearly you're overlining. This is literally someone's having a baby. So this is from their baby shower yesterday, so this is a cupcake from that.
Love it.
Like at work, and I'm just like, oh, well, I'm leaving, so my cupcake.
Snooze, you lose.
I saw on TikTok today that they're naming November 19th Ben Solo Day, and I'm looking in the comments thinking, like, did they make this connection yet? And I literally like, that's Adam's birthday.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they know that, and I'm just like, they're gonna be like, duh, that's why we did it. But I didn't see any evidence of them knowing that, so I was like, okay.
I mean, makes sense.
Ben Solo Day.
Happy birthday, Adam. Happy birthday, podcast.
Yay. Okay.
1 year, baby. All right.
Do you think I could eat this in one bite?
Try. Make Adam proud. Come on.
Make him proud for what? Okay.
Because he would eat it like that. Good soup. Oh my god, you did it! Holy shit! You're like, sit down. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That really is good soup.
What kind of soup?
Chestnut.
Chestnut. I've never had that before.
My husband's been making it for like a year now. Every now and then. So damn good.
Chestnuts roasting for Shelley Sue. I'm assuming that's how he makes it.
Yeah.
Roasting chestnuts.
Well, he buys them pre-roasted.
Okay, well, somebody roasted them.
Oh my god.
So,
1 year, Shannon. 1 year.
literally, I know. It snuck up on me, and it shouldn't have, because I'm like, well, Adam's birthday's coming up, and of course that's like the first thing that comes to my mind is like, oh, it's Adam's birthday. I'm like, oh yeah, it's our birthday too. I love that we were able to line that up perfectly last year, and we were like, we should do our first episode already, because we've been talking about it for months to get it started.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember last year I went and got these like little cheesecakes because we were actually gonna light a candle and like
Right,
sing happy birthday. So sorry we didn't do that this year, Adam. I'm sorry.
I wonder if he even eats cheesecake. I feel like that's too sugary for him.
I know, right? He's probably like, I want shortbread, or I want just like a really bland cake. He's like, it's my favorite, and we're just like,
It's like so dry, it's like crumbling out of our mouths.
where's the icing? Or like maybe like pound cake, or well, pound cake isn't that bad. Maybe angel food cake because it's like light and airy and whippy. I don't know.
Probably like zucchini bread, banana, carrot cake. Carrot cake!
I've had zucchini like brownies though before. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. I swear to God, if carrot cake is his favorite, I'm like, he's like, look, food is fuel, so if I'm gonna have my vegetables, it's gonna be in my cake.
I'm 42 now. I can eat whatever the fuck I want.
God, how is this possible?
42, son! Hey!
42. Oh my gosh.
Good for you, Adam. Yeah.
He's 9 years older than me.
He's 11 years older than.
He's like a older brother. No, I don't even want to call him that.
Yeah. An older
kidding.
cousin.
Older cousin.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, are you spilling your chestnut soup all over your good soup shirt?
No. Oh wait.
No.
good soup.
Listen, I couldn't tell you how excited I was to film that in Brooklyn at the Kellogg's. I was like,
the diner.
In the diner. I'm like, give me my soup. I need to film this.
I got content to create.
Oh my God, literally, I'm so annoying about it too. Probably in my own head, because I think about like concepts all day, and then I'm like, oh, I'm such a content creator.
Yuck.
Oh, yuck.
Oh, yuck.
It's funny, I was telling my friend about it. She was like, do they have like a good soup? I'm like, no. I just got chicken noodle. You can't really tell what kind of soup he's eating anyway. Yeah. With this, I did not have a soda on the side. I did not. I just had water.
Oh.
Chicken noodle soup, chicken noodle soup, chicken noodle soup with a soda on the side.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he's just being healthy.
No, well, I had 2 cold brews. Both had different Cafe Grumpies. I sucked down the first one, got to the correct one. I went to the wrong Cafe Grumpies, and then I went to the actual one that they filmed at, and then I got another one. So I was like, so I went to Brooklyn and I visited the Ripped Bodice, and I wanted to interview in store. It just didn't work out, so I ended up getting with the content creator of the store. So they run like the TikTok and Instagram and everything, or make content for it rather. And we ended up getting the interview anyway. So yay!
Yay! Thank you, Ellie, for
Yes.
agreeing to this. Thank you. By the way, for anybody that doesn't know what the Ripped Bodice is, it's a LA and Brooklyn based romantasy/romance bookshop. So it's like all romance novels. They have one shop in LA and one in Brooklyn, which Shannon got to go to. She went in and asked for an interview and they declined, which is totally okay. So we got Ellie from the LA based bookstore to come on here and have a little interview with us.
Yes.
Stay tuned.
Now, because there's a lot of Adams stocking their shelves. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. That was the reason why Shannon wanted to go and have an interview, because there's so many books that have MMCs that are Adam coded, Adam inspired, obviously Raylo inspired. I mean, Allie Hazelwood, Thea Guanzin, Julie Soto, you name them. So we just wanted to get a little in. You guys had a very nice conversation, which I got to see later.
I think so too. She's very lovely, and she kept saying like, "I'm sorry, I'm a yapper." I'm like, "Well, this is a podcast, and I also yap, so it's really not a big deal." More content.
You found your people.
You found your yappers.
Yeah.
Adam's yappers.
Again, Ellie, thank you for agreeing to this. I'm sorry I couldn't be there. Time zones, I couldn't make it, but thank you so much for coming on here. So shout out to you.
Ellie. Okay.
Ellie. Ooh, that was guttural.
Ellie, welcome to Good Soup Great Driver. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. It is an honor to be here at Good Soup Great Driver.
Yes. Are you aware of the Good Soup meme?
I am. I'm
Okay,
actually
sorry.
in a group chat called Good Soup. So, it's not an Adam Driver specific group chat, but
Sure.
I think it speaks to the cultural impact on that of that scene and that actor.
I love that for you. Oh my God. So it was just like an inside joke between your friends, and you just made that the group chat name?
Yeah, they love girls, so it sort of came from there. And then it has just sort of, like any group chat name has sort of transcended time and space. So it's the Good Soup chat, Yeah.
Good Soup. Oh my God, it's amazing. Literally, of course, that's where our name came from, so.
It's really good.
Yay.
I am honored to be here and happy to talk to you.
I've been waiting. I'm so excited because the Ripped Bodice has such a great reputation in the romantasy book realm. So I'm so happy that you're here to represent the brand and everything. So thank you for coming.
Thank you. Yeah, the Ripped Bodice is incredible. I am so happy to have a location in my city. I'm so happy to work with them. I think what they've done for the genre has been excellent. I mean, there's been a lot of parallel growth. So who's to say what was growing where and who's making the most impact? But I do think the Ripped Bodice has been a big part of the overall cultural takeover of romance, in my opinion.
I think so too. Absolutely. When you go to a bookstore, it feels like the romance section seems so small. So there's only so much they can put in there. So when you go to the Ripped Bodice, you have your contemporary, you have your fantasy, you have your just straight up erotica, and of course LGBTQ, which I think is even harder to find sometimes, I feel like.
Yeah, well, when you go to a general bookstore, I think a lot of times there is sort of a big sigh about directing someone to a romance subgenre, even if it even is subgenred in the store. Sometimes it's just mixed in with fiction, which is fine, I guess. But there's sort of a big sigh about it, and I think there's also this attitude that romance is one thing, and it's your Colleen Hoovers, it's your certain bestseller, it's your Sarah J. Maas's, it's like this. There's this idea that romance is predominantly white authors, predominantly, straight couples with lots of traditional gender dynamics or problematic dynamics or something like that. Yeah. And that's just not true by a long shot. And so when you go to a specialty store, I think that is when all of that opens up. So by being the Ripped Bodice being a romance specialty bookstore and romance focus, you then get to see all of the beautiful striations of what the romance genre can be. Queer, diverse, interesting, fantasy, paranormal, bizarre. There's every version under the sun of stories that ultimately end in happily ever after. I think that is beautiful, and I don't think we should be ashamed of that. And I think we're getting there.
No, you just go in and tell them what your spice is and be like, right this way, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a very sex positive. It's very pro. There's just like no sense that there should be shame in wanting that as part of your reading diet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I'm actually quite new to romance novels myself. I do write, but we started a series on Good Soup Great Driver called Good Books Great Driver. And we've been reading, whether they're Raylo inspired, Raylo coded, or if the MMC is Adam inspired. So we're always looking to grow that list. So if you happen to think of any recommendations, obviously, I am open for any that may come to your mind that you know of.
Yeah, I mean, I have to imagine you're touring the big hits, the Allie Hazelwoods, the Julie Sotos, and so on. Okay.
Yes, they're definitely on the list for sure. We've done Love Hypothesis and Hurricane Wars thus far.
Okay.
But yeah, Shelley, my co-host, has the full list, so.
I think my favorite, I'm going to say it, I think my favorite Raylo adaptation romance novel is Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. I thought that book really stays true to the tension and the personality traits that made people fall in love with that ship. I found that adaptation, so a quick synopsis, spoiler free, hard to spoil romance, but is that the two main characters are working together in a pop orchestra, and the Manhattan Pops, and he is sort of the surly Nepo baby of orchestra, and she is this sort of up-and-coming young talent who they just kind of collide, and it's delicious. It's so good. And the descriptions of the way that Soto uses like intense cello playing as part of the kind of the sensual buildup is incredible. Like, eyes burn into my mind. I think about it frequently as an example of why yearning and tension and great, spicy writing matters. So that's my favorite one.
That's so lovely. Okay, well, we're going to have to put that up on the list real up in the tippy. I think there's one on Shelley's list where it's like a baseball one. The title's not going to come to me right now. But yeah, he's a baseball player. And she's like, I want to read this one. So we're like, well, we want to read so many, but we can only do, so many a season.
Adam Driver and his portrayals is really the gift that keeps giving in terms of inspiration. I think that's crazy, but helpful to the whole romance genre. I feel like it's launched 1,000 ships in many ways.
Yeah. What do you think it is about Adam's appeal? Why do you think there are so many books that, whether it's Raylo or just Adam in general, like Love Hypothesis, what is it about it that makes him such a good romance, like love interest?
I do think, especially his portrayal in Star Wars, it always has to go beyond being physically attractive, right? There's thousands of attractive men who are in entertainment, who are making media that people are going to want to be inspired by, riff off of, make fics about, whatever.
Yeah.
I think the popularity with Adam Driver and his characters in particular And of course, like, Star Wars is such a juggernaut as far as IP. So, that's one thing. You're already going to have a really active fan base. That's very helpful. But I think that if I had to guess, I would say that we're always looking for Darcy versions. There are different types of male leads, but I think when it comes to, like the tall, dark, and handsome concept, like it really boils down to, can someone contain that feeling of deep yearning and, surly, brooding, powerful. The type of actor Adam Driver is, I feel like he is able to hold so much back, and then when he explodes, it's so passionate and intense and well performed that you're able to see that in a million different versions of how the tension of holding back and then exploding plays out, which is very sexy and very romantic, and I think can contain a lot of, it's very rife with potential for the kind of things that I think make the best romances, which is, he's not going to be a simp. He's not going to lay it all out on the line immediately. You have to sort of crack the nut, if you will, and then that is very satisfying to then see what all spills out. So, and Allie Hazelwood in particular, she writes this dynamic over and over again. I eat it up every time. Someone who is holding a lot back, and secretly everything that they have done the entire time is because they're obsessed with their love interest. That is such a beautiful fantasy. I think we're all living in a time where it feels like everyone's afraid to really try and be vulnerable, and no one's really feeling that kind of deep, long-held feelings for anyone. It all feels so hard for lots of people. If you haven't found love yet, everyone's like, anyone who's already in a relationship, caught the last, chopper out of Saigon or whatever. And that's like a meme online. And it's impossible to fall in love these days. And so then I think people are more likely to retreat into the fantasy of, like, what if there was a really tall, hot guy who always thinks about me and never talks about it? It's impossible to say that that's not true.
Yeah.
He could be there observing you through the Force or otherwise. Sorry, I do yap.
No, I love it. No, it's great. I love I love talking about Adam, and I love listening to people talking about Adam, whether it's Adam, Kylo, whatever. So that's what we're here to do. Just to clarify, what is your title with the Ripped Bodice? Are you social media manager?
That's a great question. I am not the social media manager. That would imply much more organizational skills than I have. I basically specifically make video content for social media for the Ripped Bodice. So I am contracted with them. They are one of several clients of mine, but they're my favorite.
Yeah.
And I came and I pitched myself to them. I was interested in building a client base of businesses and brands that I genuinely love, because that makes me 100 times more interested in doing my job. And they bit, and it's been a great partnership ever since. So I'm a huge fan of what the Ripped Bodice is and does, and it has been very fun to meet all the booksellers and the owners and get a sense of what the culture is there, and just make really, really fun, engaging videos. And, the audience that was built in there, it's actually very satisfying to me to be able to put up a video that is, specifically about, what Ben Solo is like as a husband, and it gets like 30,000 views on the one-off because everyone kind of is on board with the concept, So that's satisfying as a content creator.
Indeed. Yeah. The Hunt for Ben Solo really kind of, we're just like, oh, this is our chance to make content.
What the hell? Make that movie. What are you doing?
Listen, it's going to happen. We're going to make it happen. I don't care what I have to do. I'm going to make it happen.
It's so funny that, like, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the reasoning given was that, Bob Iger was like, we don't understand why he wouldn't be dead, or something like that. And it's like, I'm sorry, there's a John Wick 5 out there. That guy has been blasted into 1 million body parts, but they're bringing him back because it makes money. What Don't you love money? Isn't that your whole thing?
Like, we were just talking about this on our last episode.
Who cares if he should be dead?
Yeah, he's a cash cow. And I would assume the script they sent him explained how he's alive.
They said it did.
So he reads it and goes, I don't get it.
And Soderbergh, Soderbergh is such a pro, and yeah, I have to imagine there's something else going on, because I have a little bit of insight into the entertainment industry. I kind of work in and around it, and the amount of petty grievances that play out, stories and scripts and movies that get killed for reasons that you would not believe, like petty loser behavior reasons, because one guy at one company was rude to another guy who's now the head of the other company, and now this story can't be told because someone got promoted at the exact right time. You know, it's like so ridiculous.
Yeah. Or they think it's a political stunt. Either Adam's contract ran out, so he was able to talk about it, or it's a political stunt. So that's, or not a political stunt, like just a marketing stunt. So that's the rumor. What we think might be happening, you know, or just a way to rile up his Kylo army. You know, we're trying to figure out what it could possibly be besides just Bob Iger going, I don't get it.
I mean, it has been known to be a Hail Mary, so I wouldn't say that Disney is in on it. I would say it's a Hail Mary in the sense that Soderbergh and Driver are not, like, in vulnerable positions in Hollywood. Lucasfilm is making no comment on it because they have an active and ongoing business relationship with Disney, whereas, like, Soderbergh and Adam are, like, they're independent players, where I don't think if Disney wanted to cast him again in something or another, I don't think this slight would stop them, because he's got X amount of star power, and same with the director. So they're safe to do something that is, like, openly challenging and bad PR for Disney or something, whereas and then if that does create this groundswell, then perhaps they will take another look at it. But they also, like I said, the petty grievances are so real. I could also see them just as likely being like, how dare you? And never, you know.
How dare you?
But, like, you know, the Love Hypothesis is going to be a huge hit. Like, it's almost like guaranteed to do box office numbers, you know. And everyone and their mother, when they talk about it, everyone talks about the fact that it comes from Reylo fanfic as if it's, like, the most incredible detail about it ever. It's a little annoying to me personally. Like, yes, can't we move on? People start their writing careers in fic. It's okay. You know, whatever. But it is inextricably linked, which, you know, should also be observed by the powers that be, in my opinion.
I think that it's not necessarily that it is, I mean, it is a fanfic, and the fact that Daisy Ridley's husband is playing Adam Driver's character. But the thing that got me is that Love Hypothesis is a love letter about Adam Driver. Like, how descriptive it is of his features, down to the moles on his body, down to his personality, the brooding. You know, there's so many things that it's not just Kylo, it's a lot of Adam written into it. Yeah. And so for them just to be like standard hot guy, like, put in the role, just felt wrong as an Adam Driver fan to me.
Oh, like, instead of casting Adam Driver?
Well, they will never get Adam Driver. He would never do this. Yeah. But someone who kind of resembled him a little bit more? To stay true to the text, to me. But
well, I think that guy's hot, and I think the movie's going to be an absolute hit.
It will. It will.
I guess it's impossible to know. I'm excited.
No, there's a lot of people, and I'm not trying to damper that. I just thought I'd give my, like, it may not be because it's Reylo fanfic, but because there's so much detail just from Adam directly, like how he looks, how he sounds, how he talks, that they kind of just deleted all of that. It was like kind of disappointing.
I don't think they've deleted it. Maybe this will comfort you. I think we haven't seen a single piece of media of the movie yet. We've only seen who has been cast. And yes, is he not an Adam Driver lookalike? No. But I think in casting, my opinion is that the very best casting is able to bring in someone who can nail the role. And I honestly think, from the little that I've seen from TikTok, I think you will see a lot more Adam Driver channeled in his performance than maybe you are anticipating right now because of him physically not being as similar. You know, I think this is a pretty talented guy. But I don't know.
I'm not doubting him. I don't have anything against Tom Bateman whatsoever. He's a fantastic actor, and it has nothing to do with that, I promise. But anyways, we can move on from it. I think we will probably watch it and talk about it once it comes out. So, for sure.
Great, yeah.
Yeah, why not, you know? Because we talked about it on here in the book and everything, so. Do you know the origin of the Ripped Bodice name?
Yes, so B has a book that is about the historical basis for a lot of the heroines in romance. The historical romance was sort of the king of romance for a long time. B has an amazing book, Mad and Bad Real Heroines of the Regency by B.
Ooh.
Yeah, she is so cool. Both B and Leah have a lot of interest in the historical background of romance. There's the long history of it, but let's say in the middle, romance novels were being called bodice rippers. So a bodice ripper had a lot of earmarks, lots of sort of tropes and genre-specific things would make a bodice ripper. And of course, they would be erotic, they would be dramatic, they would often have adventurous plots. But there would always be a moment where a woman in her stays was being taken passionately and there was no time to unbutton or unlace or unsnap or whatever.
Of course not.
And the strong male hero would rip it in two, and then they would get on with their love of each other. And such a tantalizing, satisfying phrase. I mean, there is sort of a problematic history of bodice rippers. There was a lot of dubious consent, if not straight up non-con happening in those books. It was definitely a representation of a lot of repressed sexuality when these things were popular and coming out. It would be, not done to be reading any of this openly. This was sort of passed in parlors and behind backs and things like that. And
right.
They would be so popular, but, you would never see it on a library bookshelf. These were all sort of secreted. And so because of that, there are a lot of tropes that are, truly would never stand up today. So there's sort of a complicated history with that. I think the genre has moved much more in the direction of purely consensual interactions. Although, in dark romance, there's a lot of kidnapping and power dynamic, like playing with those things. There's something for everyone.
Sure. Totally.
So the Ripped Bodice, as the name for the bookstore, comes from that historical background.
I love that. That's so cool. I figured it was something from, but I didn't even expect it to come from that particular reference. So I'm so glad I asked.
Yeah. It's funny because some people know exactly what the reference is and other people are going like, what the hell?
What is that?
Ripped bodice. And then we have a hat that has the image of the bodice being ripped in half and everyone thinks it looks like a uterus. And so it's a little confusing.
Cool. It's not called the ripped uterus, is it?
No.
I don't know how well you know what flies off the shelves, what people normally say that they get from the Ripped Bodice. And this doesn't have to be Adam in general, just any particular books that maybe the Ripped Bodice has trouble keeping on the shelves, anything that sells a lot. Do you know any of those kinds of numbers maybe?
I don't know any
or
specific
tropes.
numbers, but in a small bookstore, the king of all sales beyond, there's always, you can always look to the New York Times bestsellers to see what is happening on sort of a larger general population level. That's fine. But when it comes down to the Ripped Bodice, we have some of the most incredible booksellers in the country and the world, in my opinion, and they are hand selling. And so amongst the booksellers, when a book gets really popular, it starts hand selling like crazy. And then that increases the numbers sort of tenfold. Whereas, so hand selling is when someone walks in, they go, I don't know what I want, what do you recommend? And if a certain bookseller is there, they have their go-tos of what they love right now. So, we have this one book called Heated Rivalry by Rachel Reed, and she actually just put in her notice at the Ripped Bodice and is moving on to a different job, but we had this incredible bookseller, Binta, shout out Binta.
Binta.
She hand sold that book so hard that it is now getting adapted into a TV show. Just kidding. It's not a direct one-to-one. But she was in the trenches advocating for that book, and now it is back-ordered at almost all bookstores, but not the Ripped Bodice, because we have dozens of that book because we were always selling it. It was always going off the shelves. And then I would say another example of that was last year, I think the biggest hand-sold book was Forget Me Not by Julie Soto, which is also Raylo inspired. And I think all the booksellers read it and loved it. And so they were hand-selling that one. That was doing quite well at our location. Hey. And I was posting about it because I loved it so much. I think I've probably done more TikToks about Forget Me Not by Julie Soto than I have about almost any other singular title. I try to keep it pretty diverse when I'm talking about books on the TikTok.
I'm going to have to let Shelley know, because I would not doubt that that's on our list, but I don't want to go back to Allie Hazelwood too soon, or Thea Guanzin. I kind of space it out, so maybe we'll do that one next, because this word of mouth thing you're doing right now, I want to read it right now.
Well, that is hand selling, basically. So someone comes in and you get a real recommendation from a real human being, rather than trying to parse through Goodreads, trying to figure out what list is what, and is the list even good? And you start reading a book, and if it's not grabbing you, that's so hard, and then you get into the book slump, whatever. The best answer to a book slump is going to your local bookstore, especially your local Ripped Bodice, and asking one of the booksellers there, what do I have to read? And then they'll give you a similarly exciting pitch, and you'll just be fired up and ready to go. And you're probably walking away with an excellent book, because they're reading everything. That's half the job.
Totally. That would make sense. I would hope they're reading if they're selling books.
Yeah.
And you're obviously an avid reader, so it makes sense that you also represent and make content for a romance bookstore. So you seem well seasoned.
Thank you. The job came from the reading. I was like, I'm already spending half my time reading. I should profit from that.
It only makes sense, right? Yes, I love that. We love Adam Driver, so why not start a podcast about him?
You see?
Done.
You understand.
We got it. We're right here. So I know that we were talking about some Raylo-inspired coded books that we know come from fanfics became published. Are there any books that you have read that give you those vibes, even if that wasn't the author's intention, or even maybe an MMC reminds you of Adam Driver? Would you?
Yes. Okay. If I could adapt any romance book and somehow get Adam Driver to agree to be in it, because I think he would fit it so well, it would be Lord of Scoundrels by Loretta Chase. This is a classic. This is, I think, written in the 90s. This is an old classic. Historical romance. Lord Dane, Lord Beelzebub. Evil, mean, big, brooding, scary, rude. Can I kind of be vulgar for a second?
Please.
He's like whoring around, he's gambling, he's ruining people, he doesn't care. Lady Jessica Trent enters the picture because he has brought her brother into his circle of sin, and she has to extricate him before, basically, her brother is an idiot, Bertie, and she needs to save him from Lord Dane, who's evil, before he, gambles away all of the family's money and ruins them. They meet in an antique shop, and they lock eyes, and it is on immediately. The chemistry between them is crazy. They hate each other, but if you don't realize it when you read it the first time, but I have reread it multiple times. The chemistry between them happens from the first glance, which I think is such a good Adam Driver thing, because he's able, again, I think his skill is holding the tension of multiple feelings at once. I think that's something he's really good at. I think that's what really shined when he was playing Kylo Ren. He would be so good in that moment, and then they have this incredibly explosive back and forth throughout Paris, where they're squaring up, fighting off their attraction for each other, but trying to outsmart one another. And Jessica Trent is so brilliant too. She's super smart and witty and cunning, and they come to a head. Again, I don't think you can really spoil romance because it always ends one way or another, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it. They come to a head where there is a big miscommunication where they get into a fit of passion in the gardens of a large ball, which is like classic historical romance trope. People come upon them. He immediately thinks she's trying to trap him, and she immediately thinks he's trying to humiliate her because he's an asshole. And they are both so like infuriated by each other because they both want each other so bad, but they think both of them think the other has betrayed them. He says, well, I'm not going to marry you. You can shoot me for all I care. What does she do? She walks into a pub the very next day and shoots him in the arm. Clean through the arm with a gun. And he and walks out and tries to start like a legal process for the defamation. And she gets like the best lawyer in Paris, and instead of paying out what would be a costly defamation suit that was likely to win in Paris, because I guess Paris has this like reputation for being very pro-women and pro-victim and things like that. He's like, well, if I'm going to pay for her, I want the goods anyway. I'll marry you. And if you refuse my marriage, then you're the bad guy. And she's like, fine, I'll marry you. You know, like they like get to a head where they finally decide to marry. And then even in the marriage, they're still like battling each other's egos until it finally thaws. They finally figure out that the whole time they've been in love with each other. That book should be a movie or a series, and it should star Adam Driver, and he would be so good in it. I recommend reading it. She would have had no context for Adam Driver when she wrote the book, but he would crush. And it gives me the vibe.
Sold. I'm sold. We've only seen Adam in a medieval role with The Last Duel, and he was also not a good guy, but not very redeemable, if that makes sense. I don't know if you've seen that film. Okay.
No, that was a tough one.
It's a really hard movie to watch, but he's phenomenal in it, obviously. But he's also ridiculously hot, so it's very, conflicting. But we want to see him in a medieval role again, in the armor, in the, so badly. So we're like, well, will we get Dracula? Probably not. So now you've given me hope that sounds like honestly, it sounds like a movie he might do, because he's kind of picky, as long as the script's good, but you kind of sold me.
It definitely would come from, Loretta Chase is an icon in historical romance. So with, the rise of Bridgerton and stuff, obviously he wouldn't do Bridgerton. But if I can get Lord of Scoundrels in the right screenwriter or director's hands, I will, because I love that story. She has a lot of books that are really great, but that's the one for me. It's like my favorite one of all time, and I think it is such an Adam Driver character.
Oh, fantastic. Oh my God. All right. Again, can't wait to tell Shelley.
Sorry, you're going to have to cut that down. I just told the whole story of the book.
That's fine. I edit the podcast too, so you're good. No, you're fine. No, I'm loving this. I hope you're having fun, because I'm having fun.
I'm having a blast. And I am a Japanista, so.
I love that, Japanista. This was more of a question I had going to the bookstore, because they're the booksellers and they kind of see the people. However, if you're ever out and you're like with other like readers, whether you're at a event or if you go to the Ripped Bodice, do you ever go like, I think she's a Raylo, I think she's an Adam Driver fan?
I wish I could say something, because to me, there's no way to physically tell who ships what and who's in what fandom. I've been so shocked.
Are you sure?
Sometimes.
I'm just kidding.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
People are wearing it loud and proud, and then But I would say that I could find out within a couple minutes of a conversation. I could deduce if we're talking about books and favorite tropes and dynamics and things like that. I'd be like, hey, what's your favorite Star Wars movie?
789. No, that was actually one of Shelley's questions. She's like, can you spot us? Like we've got like a Adam Driver radar on our head or something.
No, but I can spot like romance readers out in the wild.
Sure.
And then I would say that the pipeline of Raylo to romance, it's hard to say chicken and egg style, because it's like, I feel like there was a huge influence of, in any media, there's always the sort of second life that happens within the fandom of what they see and what they connect to. And in a lot of traditional major studio media, they will try to either avoid or only glance at or only hint at a certain amount of romance or tension or relationship. Sometimes they won't even ever canonically acknowledge any kind of romance because of the nature of the thing or whatever. And then they let the second life of that run with it, you know. I would say that, like, the way that the Raylo became a thing and the fandom was like, do you have eyes to see? Look at this chemistry between these characters. Like, they must be intending this, you know? And then there was a whole other subset of the fandom that was like, you're crazy. What are you talking about? And then, you know, canonically, it really did come to pass. And that's great, even if it was sort of tragic and not as much as some people wanted and whatever. So it's hard because it's like, I just think there's a huge amount of people who are Raylo fans who come from a background of romance in addition to getting sort of like pipelined into romance if they weren't before. Because you see this dynamic. The enemies to lovers dynamic of Raylo is really special and really unlike a lot of others. And I think people try to chase that high. And you can find it in other romance books, but not in all of them. And so it becomes a quest then.
Totally.
And that's when you go to fanfic, and that's when, you know, fanfic becomes other books.
Yes. I love how he's just like he seems to be, and I really don't know of any other fandoms that have like a celebrity man inspiring. I mean, I'm sure there are. I'm just biased because all I know is the Adam ones, but he seems so consistent as far as being like a man inspiring love interest in the romance. I really don't know. I'm sure there are, but I really don't know of any other ones.
No, and, you know, I think I would say that some of the more popular ones are popular despite their, like, film adaptation actor representation. You know, like, I think there are some characters who people go out of their way to be like, in my fanon, this character is not like the one that you see in the movie or TV show or whatever. It's more about the character base. Whereas with Adam, it's like, he is the character. He's the reason why that character matters to people in a very real way. And it's his physicality, his skill, his just like that X factor of like, you are so attractive. What is so attractive about you? It is, you're handsome, but you're strange, and you're deep, but also silly. Like, his performance on SNL was also just like so moving to me, as far as selling me on the man himself. You know, of like, you're poking fun at yourself. That's half the battle. That's everything. You know, I don't know. He rocks.
He's so silly. And you mentioned girls earlier, and I if you know this, I mean, he's like 90% Adam Sackler. Like, his friends couldn't watch HBO Girls because it's him.
Yeah, I've heard that. It's always hard for me to feel like I know a celebrity or an actor.
Yeah.
I really liked To All the Boys I Loved Before, and I was so moved by Noah Centineo's performance, and I was like I was so cute to me. I was so charmed. And then like the guy, Noah Centineo himself, just like immediately like made it like, just had all these gaffes and all of these like bad moments, cringy moments, embarrassing things that I was like, oh God, I like can't continue on in this way, you know?
Sure. Yeah.
My fandom basically ends here. I liked the movie. The movie's still good. The performance is still good, but I can't like be a fan of that guy anymore because he's so weird, you know, whatever. And it's like, Adam, I'm not saying he's never had a misfire or anything like that, but like, such a pro. So interesting.
Yeah, we're sitting here going like, please God, and we keep being proven that he's just such a good person. He's so private, he's so polite, and he's got such a great representation in the industry. You know, the directors he works with, like, they love him, you know. So we're just like, oh my God, thank God. I think he's one of the good ones. Okay, you know.
Knock on wood.
Literally. I mean, there's only so much. I mean, obviously we don't know the guy. We can only know what they tell us and what he says in interviews and what other people say about him and his actions. So,
is he married? Does he have kids?
He is married with 2 kids. Yes.
Wow. I didn't even know. Is she famous?
She's an actress. They went to Juilliard together. So they've known each other for a long time. They got married during Girls being filmed.
Okay, that helps. It's always nice, you know, a man loves his wife and then, like, stays out of trouble.
Literally. There's a red carpet. He's in a blue suit. He looks fantastic. And then he does the entire, like, media walk where he's signing autographs and stuff. They get to the end and Joanna's wife is there, but they're like, do you want to take a photo with your friend or whatever? And he's like, she's my wife, and takes her, and they take pictures. It's just like you can tell he worships, like, the ground she walks on. Like, he loves her.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. We love to see it.
I think I have one more question. Shelley and I both write, but she has a finished book. So if you can't answer to this is fine. She was just curious. She didn't know how an independent author, maybe who gets self-published, if there is some sort of step or pipeline to get onto the Ripped Bodice's shelves, or how would that work? Do you know that process or no?
Yeah, I'm going to be badly summarizing it, but there is on the Ripped Bodice website, there is a whole page dedicated to submitting yourself to be considered for the shelves for the Ripped Bodice. So that can be hard to do blindly, and they obviously get a ton of submissions. So there is multiple people on staff who review submissions and who are in charge of what books are bought and how many. And we honestly, more than a lot of other bookstores, shelve a huge amount of independent authors and are advocates for independent authors. I think especially with romance, there is a ton of self-publishing and there's a lot of bad writing in self-publishing, and so there has to be a lot of work to make sure the talent is being found within that. And you know, and there's also a lot of talented self-published work that, again, because of the demand, just will never, there's just only so many hours in the day to read or preview or get a sense of something. But you know, I can tell you that they're always always interested in increasing how many different perspectives that they have in the store. So if you are self-publishing a story about, you know, a white straight couple who, especially if one's a billionaire, you know, like, is probably not going to get through or not going to, like, get past the initial sort of, we have plenty of that, actually.
It's too common of a trope, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and, like, in general, we've been moving away from concept of CEO guy, you know, whatever. Like, that's a common trope. And when I say we, by the way, I'm just observing what I've seen. I'm not in charge of book buying at all.
Yeah.
I can't say anything for sure in terms of how that process goes, but I know that they are thoughtful about it, and there is, like, a submission process. So anyone can submit. But I'm sure there are details about it that I don't understand in terms of, like, what your ISBN is and how the book is registered and, you know, whatever. But we're one of the few bookstores where you can get books that anywhere else would be Kindle only or whatever. And so we're a great Amazon alternative to visit.
Amazing.
Or to order from online.
Okay, I was wondering that. So there is an online ordering system with Ripped Bodice. Awesome. Cool.
Absolutely. We can totally ship books. We love to, in fact.
I think that was the end of my questions. Did you have any questions? Did you want to add anything before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I have a question, which is, when do you think that guy's going to get an Oscar?
When's going to be my time?
Well, it's been 2, so maybe the third time will be the charm. He's working a lot. He's got a lot of projects coming, so we're going to cross our fingers and hope maybe it's one of those. 2 TV shows, and then several movies.
Did he get nominated for Marriage Story?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Marriage Story and Black Klansman.
Okay, yeah. Oh my god, he was so good in Black Klansman.
So good.
I love that movie. I thought he was really excellent in that.
Even some of the smaller roles. The smaller, like, there's a movie called Hungry Hearts, and it's a hard watch, but he's phenomenal in that. Patterson is a Jim Jarmusch film. He's phenomenal in that too. It's a very simple film, but there's a lot of heart in it. Jim's all about people, you know what I mean? So it's like a people film. I could keep going, but I won't.
No, I really like these recommendations. It has been so great talking to you, and Thank you so much for featuring the Ripped Bodice. It's a hard thing to have an independent bookstore but they have done an excellent job with it, and I think the community there is really beautiful, and definitely Adam Driver continues to be the gift that keeps giving to the romance community. So we are grateful.
So am I. Amazing. Well, I appreciate the recommendations and the love for Adam. You know, I know he's a very niche kind of taste, but I feel like in this realm, he's very wanted.
Perhaps so specific it becomes universal. I don't know.
Good soup.
Good soup.
Ali,
I was like,
Going into Louis Armstrong.
what a wonderful interview!
what a wonderful world.
Sorry, my Rolodex was going. I was trying to think of more lyrics.
With Adam's nose, big broad chest.
Anyways.
So Shannon got to go to Brooklyn.
I did. It was gonna be like a 1 anniversary of meeting Adam, seeing him on off Broadway, and I didn't get to visit Brooklyn. And people kept telling me like, "Oh my God, you look like you should live in Brooklyn. You look like you
In that voice.
in that voice." So then so I was like, "Well, I should go." I had some extra monies, and it really didn't cost that much. It ended up becoming a solo trip, which got me a little nervous because I never traveled alone. Like I traveled from A to B alone, but like once I got to the destination, there would be somebody there waiting for me. And that was not this time. It was really stressful because I left my place at like 2:30 in the morning to drive to the airport, park my car. I parked my car in like one of those cheap parking things. So like for the days that I was there, it was like $30 the whole time.
Oh.
Yeah, because if I parked at the airport, it probably would have been like $80. So I didn't do that. It was like a shuttle, took me back and forth. Got there, got to the gate, and like, oh, I can relax now. And then I get to New York and I'm like, no, I can't, because now I got to figure out the bus system and the train system. Because I never done any of that before. I never really rode the bus system, and then the train system, I was just tagging along last year. I wasn't paying attention. I was like, tell me where to go, and I just followed them, and now I had to figure it out. It took me like 2 hours to get to my Airbnb to drop my stuff off, and then I walked around a little bit more, but I went like straight to the Ripped Bodice that day. It's fun. They have a little, I'll put a little clip in. They had a little setup with like a chair and then like the logo and everything in there. They had different sections, like, of course, fantasy, contemporary. They have an LGBTQ section, which is great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of that.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised. I went to Barnes & Noble yesterday and they had an LGBTQ section. I was like, okay, let's go. Let's go. Because I know they exist, but you're kind of like...
Yeah.
It's great seeing like a unicorn out in the real world. But yeah, and so, you know, they had way more than Barnes & Noble ever could. Because I went yesterday and I was like, maybe I want to get the... I thought about getting that Julie Soto book that's actually mentioned in the interview. And they didn't have it. They just had Forget Me Not. So I was like, well, I know where to go to get Forget Me Not.
The other one that you were looking for was that Another Love Song?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Also, you will immediately know that it's Adam coded because the front cover last year, I went to a Barnes and Nobles and then they had like a huge section of like Raylo stuff. Like it actually had like a little sign, Raylo coded. And then I went there, I was like, oh, okay. And then there was the Julie Soto. I'm pretty sure that was an employee that was like, I don't think that was like an official task to do.
We gotta find her and bring her on. Be like, hello,
Yeah,
Barnes & Noble employee.
That was in New Mexico. I was in Santa Fe. Yeah, sorry.
Santa Fe, Barnes & Noble.
So, New Mexico, my baby's got my bag. I looked at the cover and it immediately, I was like, oh, that's Adam. And even my husband was like, damn, that kind of looks like Adam. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be. And I immediately like texted Jess. I was like, have you heard about this book? And she's like, yeah, that's Raylo coded.
Yay! I think I want to read that next. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I'm down.
So it started getting dark at like 5 in the afternoon in Brooklyn, and I was already really tired. At that point, I'd been up like 15 hours anyway. So I was like, okay, I'll go back to my Airbnb.
And I was a scared Pookie mama.
Oh, yeah, I shared my location with Shelley because obviously I was alone in Brooklyn, and she was like, where are you? And then it would expire on WhatsApp, so she would be like, redo your location! I don't know if that's what her tone that she was actually saying it in, but that's the tone I heard in my head.
Definitely, yeah. Like, where are you?
Siri, operate!
Where are you?
Operate!
Siri, operate! Operate! Oh my god, Siri, I'm sorry. Sorry. She's like, I'm sorry. I was like, not that I like didn't have like trust in you that you like can't get around Brooklyn on your own. But I was like,
no.
she's alone and it's a big city and it's Brooklyn. You know, it's fucking New York.
Yeah.
New York City, you know. You never know. New York, you never know. So I was like, give me your location. What's the number for the police in Brooklyn? You Googled that too.
On the way back to my Airbnb, I just got like a shawarma bowl, which I actually was able to split for 2 nights because it was so big. I think I spent like $15 on it, and then I split it between 2 nights because it was just so much food. I was like, thank God.
Yeah.
Literally, the diner was the only place I sat down to eat in Brooklyn. Everything else was just like popping into a shop and getting food or, you know, like that leftover. So I wasn't there to like be a tourist. Like, people were like, oh, you should go to the Brooklyn Bridge. Oh, you should. I'm just like, no, I want to walk around like I live there and like take in like the scenery and like the people. And I was just constantly moved by how beautiful Brooklyn is. I was sending videos and pictures to Shelley of everything, and I was like, oh my God. And then the churches, like, I want to let y'all know I'm not religious, but I really appreciate the Gothic architecture so much. It just filled my heart, and I was like, man, these are fucking old.
Yeah.
And they're still here, and we're grateful, and I'm grateful. And they're active churches. Like, they had the signs up saying, like, we're gonna have church, and okay, we're like, cool. Like, that's literally, so, yeah, that made me really happy.
What was the oldest church that you went to? Or, like, saw?
I don't know. I didn't look that hard.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I was like, old pretty church. Oh, I forgot. The first day, which I actually never got to go back again, I stumbled upon Adam Sackler's street, supposed street.
Of his apartment. Of the apartment.
His apartment. I was on my way back to the train to go back, and then I was like, I had heard that, you know, rumored St. John's Place was his street, but they didn't never confirm like a stoop or whatever. So I see St. John's Place, and then I turn to my right, and I'm like, because it looked exactly like something that I'd seen before, and immediately just got so emotional because it's my boyfriend's like road, his street, and it's my one true love street.
Zackla.
Zackla. I probably felt kind of dumb crying about it because I'm like, it's just a street. But I'm like, it's Adam Sackler Street. It's a pretty long street though. So the fact that I got into the right intersection to see something that looked like girls blew my mind. Because it runs all through Prospect Heights, east and west.
Okay.
Like it's a really long road. So the fact that I found that was just nuts. Next day, I go to Cafe Grumpy's. I go to the wrong one. And I get a pumpkin butternut cold brew.
What do you mean the wrong one?
Because there's different ones. It's a chain. It's a chain in Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I just put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, well, this is the one in Brooklyn, and this is the one that came up on my GPS, so I go to this one. And then I show up, and I'm like, it's not on a corner. It's not the shape. But I was already there, and I was like, I'll just get a coffee to make me last. And then I wanted to get a bagel, and I didn't get a bagel till the next day. Get a coffee, make it last. So if I ever move to Brooklyn, the accent's gonna get better. And then I hear Allie, my friend Allison, Allie, she's reading her fix as Harley, so it's rubbing off. my friend does Harley Quinn and Kylo fic together.
Harley Quinn, nice to meet ya.
Yeah, nice to meet ya. So that's on Wattpad, by the way. It's chaotic and funny, but it kind of works. So if you're, trust me, I was skeptical. I was like, Kylo and Harley Quinn, what? But it works, actually.
That would be chaotic. Oh my god.
He's like the chill one. If I'm gonna be real, he like has to center her.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, Harley is a wild woman. I bet he's probably just like, oh my god, there's a lot going on. I need to be calm.
So I go there, and then I go to the right one, and as I'm approaching, I'm just like, I'm feeling very touristy. I'm taking photos and video. Content creator.
Content creator.
I go inside, and I'm like, no, they changed it. Because it used to be like a wraparound counter.
Yeah.
Like in the show. It's like counter. And then the seats here, and it's just one counter. I'm like, no, they changed it. But it's been like 10 years, so of course they would change it. But I still, try to take discreet video. I'm never discreet. I don't know how to do that. But I ended up befriending the barista. She was so nice. She complimented, like, my makeup. I had, like, really snatched eyeliner that day. And so we were talking about makeup and stuff.
Aw.
I know. And then I kind of told her why I was there. And I'm like, like, the lore of this place, right? And she's like, girls? And I was like, yeah. And so... and then I tell her, like, my love for Adam and the podcast. And, it's either, like, oh, that's really awesome, or crickets. So I did not... Like,
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know how to respond to that. Don't know how to respond to hyperfixations. But she was very, like, responsive. It's like, oh, that's really cool. You find your thing, and that's your thing, and that's cool. And I'm like, Adam's my thing.
Adam's my thing.
That's my thing. And then she was like, well, do you want me to take a picture of you behind the bar? And I was like, yeah. Like, I didn't ask her, because that's, like, her workstation. Like, why would I be like, can't I take a picture in your workstation? I didn't even think about that. So she was like, do you want to? And so then I have this sassy picture of, like, I'm taking Adam Sackler's coffee order. It's probably the most boring coffee order ever, but I'm taking it. It's black and hot, right?
Yep. Black and hot.
Black and hot, baby. He's probably the opposite of me. It'll probably be like 112 degrees. He's like, black coffee, hot. And it'll be like -20 for me. And I'm like, cold brew. Iced coffee no matter what.
My husband drinks his coffee, like, he lets it out black, and then he puts honey into it instead of sugar.
I've done that before. Yeah.
And, yeah. Like, we started doing that when we went to Crete for, like, that was a couple years ago. And my cousins, because, I mean, their coffee is magnifico.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
we're like, nah, fuck the sugar. They have the most amazing honey ever. Just put it in the coffee, and it's so good. And my husband started doing that too, and now he drinks it just with coffee. Just with honey. Coffee with coffee. Yeah.
I like coffee in my honey.
Yeah. That would be me. Just a little bit of coffee in my honey.
That's how I like my orange juice. I just like the orange, just entire thing just sitting in the glass, just like. That's a pulp joke. I like lots of pulp in my orange juice.
I couldn't contain my laugh. I don't know what that was, but it was just straight up Voldemort.
Just, I can touch you now. We need to stop referencing that fucking series, girl. We gotta stop.
I know, but it's childhood, yeah.
It's so culturally ingrained in us millennials. Like, I have no other way to explain my personality besides a Slytherin. I have no idea what I'm gonna say. I'm a grumpy, moody, like, I'm Adam Driver-esque. Like, what do you want from me? People don't know what that means. They don't know that Adam is brooding and angry.
They don't know what that means. They don't know that he's brooding. He's a brooder. Adam Driver is a brooder.
So, after I left Cafe Grumpy's, I was like, well, I need to go visit Hannah's Stoop. So this is the thing with Hannah's Stoop, is that it's not actually where I didn't know this until Candace told me later, because, Candace loves girls. I thought it's where they filmed the apartment too, but it was just the outside part. And that was it's Greenpoint. Because Hannah technically lives in Bushwick, which is like East Brooklyn-ish, but kind of north.
I know some of them words.
It's on a map. Maybe I can put a map up. Guys, this is Brooklyn.
Or here.
I saw it in Prospect Heights, where Sackler lives, and then this is Bushwick, and then this is Greenpoint. Okay. I knew it was India Street, but I didn't know the address that is on the internet is not correct, which is probably just trying to protect the person that probably lives there, or the people that share this stoop. But it turns out that her stoop is very distinct as far as whatever they decorate around the windows with, like the building, like shapes around the window.
Oh, like the arches?
Yeah, like arches, or like what's framing the window. It was very specific looking. So then I was like, okay, well, I'll know when I see it. So I'm just going to walk up the road and just look at the buildings at this point. And then someone online, throughout all this adventuring, decided to compare me to Hannah once again.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I know she means well, but that's not a compliment. So I was like, I am going to tell people not to call me or compare me to Hannah at Hannah's Stoop.
Yeah, at her stoop, yeah.
I found it. Someone was like at the window on their phone, and I was like, oh, awkward. So I was just like, go up, and I'm just like acting like I'm like FaceTiming or some shit, talking on my phone. I'm at Hannah's Stoop, by the way. Stop comparing me to Hannah.
Bitch!
Like,
I'm just kidding.
Even my friend Laura was trying to make it like seem like, like half full instead of half empty, like, being compared to Hannah. And I'm just like, yeah, but, and then she was like, well, I mean, they haven't seen the show, so they don't really know. Like, I'm like, exactly. That's why I'm giving her, like, the benefit of the doubt. Like,
Yeah.
sure, Hannah may have a couple of good qualities. Maybe. It's not cutting hair. It's not showing empathy. It's not showing your boyfriend proper affection and caring about his life and well-being, I mean, that's why I don't want to be compared to her. I don't think I'm any of that.
Yeah.
So
I don't see it, by the way. And the weird thing is, like, first of all, like you said, this person that had said that online, she's never seen Girls, which is strange to me that she would know Lena Dunham, because I feel like Lena Dunham isn't in very popular things. I feel like she's not very well known. She's a very niche actress.
Yeah.
And so the only thing people know her from is Girls. So if you haven't seen Girls, how would you know Lena Dunham and then compare a random stranger on the internet to this actress?
Maybe she just like knows Lena because of the association with Adam. So even if she hasn't seen the show, then maybe she's seen just clips like with Adam and stuff.
Okay. All right. Sorry. That was actually really logical. I was like, how? And you're like, this is how. But yeah.
It's funny that she said, like, which character do you, like, resonate with the most? And she said Shoshana. And I was like, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm sure maybe because she wrote them, she's got a little bit of herself in all of them. But...
By the way, speaking of Shoshana, she's in a new, like, Regency, or like actually it's more medieval, show on Netflix called Decameron. It's so funny. I actually really enjoy her acting in this because it just suits the character that she plays so much. Because it is, you know how she, like, like, Shoshana, like, always does this thing where she's like, I can't recreate what she, like, how she does it. Like, it's like a...
Yes!
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly! Exactly that, yeah. And she does that as this character too, so I'm pretty sure, like, that's a her thing. I don't think that was a Shoshana thing, that's like a her thing. And she does that for this character, and it fits so well, and I enjoy her character out of all of them the most. Like, it's so funny. You should watch it, it's really funny.
Awesome.
It's a lot of, like, sex scandals in medieval times during the plague. It's really funny. Yeah.
Ooh.
It's a wild concept, but I love it.
It's like, we're all dying, we might as well fuck, right?
Exactly.
I don't know how to say her name. Zosia or Zosha? Marnay?
I think it's Zosha. Mamet.
Zosha?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, actually, let me ask you. Which girl's character do you think I am?
I want to say Jessa, but not as aggressive as Jessa. I feel like not just because of, like, not, because you're very carefree in a sense that you make every single situation in life the best for yourself. And I feel like Jessa does that as well. She's in a situation and she makes it so that it fits her, or like how she can experience it in a positive way. And I feel like you do that as well. You just take a situation and make it so that you feel comfortable in it and that you can make it a positive experience.
I would have never thought that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because I see Jessa as just like this, I'm like, whoa, I would never do that. So that's why I was like, I'm Jessa, how? Tell me. Like, I'm supposed to get an abortion. I'm going to go fuck a random guy in a bar. I'm like, whoa.
No,
I'm going to make a guy who's loyal to his girlfriend cheat on her just so I say that I could make you do it. Like, whoa. Jessa. I'm not going to go into a party and grab a titty. I don't care how nice the titty is. I'm not going to grab it.
I would. I'd be like, move. Yeah, no.
Don't fall out your chair now.
Again.
You said something really sweet one time. I felt like I was very much like Shoshana because how much she talks. And then you said, well, because you actually have something valuable to say. So even though you're talking a lot, what you said means something. Like, it has value.
Yeah.
Like, Shoshana just talks.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
You did say that. And I was like, oh, okay. That works.
I mean, I still stand by that. It's true.
I mean, she'd be talking and she'll say random shit. And I'm like, I do that too.
But it's not nonsense that you talk about. I feel like what you share with Shoshana is the excitement for things. Like, when you find something that you get super excited about, you, like, throw yourself into it. And I feel like Shoshana does that as well. Like, she'll get super excited and happy and wants to share. You're like that as well.
Ooh, I like that.
But, like, again, because of excitement and, like, I want to share this, with you, not just blah, 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 but, like, I want to share with you.
Yeah,
The only thing I feel like you have in common with Marnie is the fact that she, like, when she cares for someone, I feel like you can only see this with Hannah. Like, she really sticks to Hannah. Yes, they have their issues,
Yeah.
like everybody else, but I feel like Marnie is truly the one that is always at Hannah's side. Like, she will always come back to her. And so, like, that, the loyalty, I feel like that's what you have as well with. So I feel like there's just a couple things that you can, like, pick and choose. But if I had to, like, pinpoint one, it would be Jessa, just because she's a survivor and so are you.
Yeah, that's true. Aww. Yeah. Yay. Gosh, and then if you were to ask me the same question, though, I don't know if I would be able to. I guess the whole grabbing the titty thing, I guess you're Jessa. No, I'm kidding.
Hold my poodle!
Nah, yo, hold my poodle.
Oh, my poodle. Oh, we gonna talk about mother.
Oh, we gonna talk about mothers!
Oh my God, you want to talk about mothers? Oh, you want to?
The lady would like a salad? Perhaps not.
Perhaps
I would
not.
like. Let's see.
Perhaps a salad?
Perhaps not.
I'm over here like, some roast beef, some chicken, a pizza.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. And I miss you. Da-na-na-na-na-na. And I need you. Da-na-na-na-na.
Now I wonder. So, I dressed really cute that day, by the way, and it was the day before elections. So I was like in like my cute little like skirt and outfit and my little trenchy coat. And then even like a police officer walked by. She's like, "You look really nice." And I was like, "Oh, thanks." Like I was like, I just like wanted to be cute that day. I feel like I looked really New York. Like if I went into like the city, I would like look, you know, like in the city. You know what I'm saying? Manhattan or like Big Apple. You know what I mean?
You said if I went into the city, I would look like I would be in the city. I was like, what?
Just, you know what I mean though? Like just more like
Yeah.
upscale. Like I looked more upscale for that. But I was wearing my cute little booties and I was wearing like 2 sets of like insoles because like I've been doing a lot of walking and these are not walking shoes. But I wasn't gonna wear no sneakers and ruin the outfit. Like I was like, I'm gonna look good the whole day. Once my feet started to hurt, I was like, okay, we're approaching the diner. This is oh, look at your mug. It's baby boy.
Yeah, it is baby boy.
Yeah, it's so cute. Oh my god.
How do you like your coffee?
Black with honey.
Black with honey.
I need a little drop of honey.
I look up which is the Good Soup Diner, and it's in Greenpoint, but it's going into Williamsburg neighborhood or borough of Brooklyn. I get there and I'm like you look at it and you know that it's that. Because it's pink on the outside. It's a very retro looking diner. I get in there and I wait like 5 minutes because it's just me, you know. So they put me in this tiny little booth. I don't get one of the Good Soup booths because they're bigger and they fit like 4 to 6 people. But I'm across from them. So I'm opening up the Good Soup clip to see the window, like the way they line up so that I know like which one it could possibly be that he sat in.
Eyeing the booths for his butt print.
Yeah, after like how many years now, I'll be like, where did the Sackler sat? Where?
I know Adam's butt was right here.
That Tushy was here. So all they had was soup of the day and then chicken noodle soup. So I don't like surprises. I mean, it wouldn't have been surprised. They would have told me what the soup of the day was. But in that moment, I didn't know what the soup was and I didn't want to decide on the spot. If I'm at a restaurant, normally I'm the last to order because I'm very indecisive. So I work better under pressure for that reason. But if I'm by myself, that doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Do you get food envy? Like when you see another person's order and you're like, ah, shit, I should have had that. Nah, you would know if you had it.
Yeah, okay. I'm like, food, So I finally get the soup and then I'm like, I can finally film it. So I set up my camera right here and I'm just like, good soup. And I'm like, I did it.
Good soup.
I did the thing.
It was so good. It warmed my soul. Oh, before I got there, I had a slice of pizza earlier too. So that was actually like my brunch. I had a big old piece of pizza for like, it wasn't $1, it was $5.
That was a big ass slice. You sent me that. I was like, damn, that's bigger than my head.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. No, it hit the spot because it was actually a little cold that day. So I was like, oh yeah. And then the soup was nice and obviously hot. And then I was like, well, is that all I want? And then, of course, they're like, this is the dessert menu just in case. And I was like, how dare you? And they had sundaes more expensive than their soup, and I was like, well, I'm not doing that. So they had like a $3 scoop, like a single scoop thing, and their ice cream was homemade. So I got mint chocolate chip because it's my favorite.
Chocolate chip.
And I sent the video to Shelley. I finally got a bite, and I bit it, and I said, good scoop. I thought I was so clever with that one, but
It was.
One joke that landed. Woo! No. I walked around a little bit more, and then it was getting dark, and then I was maybe going to meet up with a friend, but it didn't happen, so I was like, well, I don't really want to be out anymore. I've been out freaking all day. So I went back and called it a night, ate the rest of my shawarma. The next day, I was like, it's a day to leave. But I went back to Prospect Heights, and I got a bagel. It was gigantic. It was huge. It was like this big around. Yeah, it was like this. Like really, really big. And then a ton of cream cheese. I asked for an everything bagel with vegetable cream cheese because that's like my go-to. I ate half of it, and then I'm crying all day because I don't want to leave because I loved it so much. I loved being in Brooklyn. I'm trying not to cry now because like I felt like a sense of like belonging there. Like I knew. Aww. So I guess New York and Brooklyn has my heart. Yeah, and they're gonna be like, is it because of Adam? No, it's not.
That's the cherry on top.
It's just the bonus. I really caught on to the train system pretty well. I don't know the streets yet, so I was still trying to learn like the right direction to get on for the train. I took the L train, but I went the wrong way. So I had to ride it all the way back.
Oh, shit.
So I was like, fuck. Yeah, I learned it. It was fine. So I get on the plane and I go home and I'm so sad, like all day, like so sad. But I do feel like when I came back, I felt like it was almost like a reset button, I think. Because even though I was exhausted, because I didn't technically rest, because it was a lot of walking, a lot of exertion, more than I'm used to, it felt like a nice like reset.
Well, it's like a emotional and like mental reset.
Yeah, for sure.
That's good.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
I tried to say goodbye to Sackler Street before I left, but I didn't get to. So that was another emotional bit. I was like, I wanted to say goodbye to my boyfriend's street, but I couldn't find the stoop again because I think I was on the wrong side of the street, like the wrong end of it. So I was like, fuck, I don't have time. I'll be back. You are such an idiot, but you are my idiot.
My idiot. Okay.
I had like a.
Did you? I don't know if we answered this, but did you say which girl's character I was the most like?
I really don't know. I made the joke about you grabbing a titty, so you're Jessa. But no.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Oh yeah. Move. I feel like I would get along with Jessa the most, or the easiest.
It's really hard to say because, and you're quite protective, but I don't really know which of them is quite as protective as you are, if I'm going to be real.
Adam.
Well, if that, I meant the actual girls and girls, but if we're comparing Adam, Adam, if he loves you, he will protect you, for sure. He's going to stand up for you, for sure.
But of the girls?
Yeah, 100%. See, I can't do it. And when has Hannah ever stood up for Adam? Never.
Not really. She let a lot of things slide.
No, because she's a what?
A piece of shit.
Sorry.
You're good.
Someone's gonna watch this and be like, she loves Adam Sackler so much that she will never like Hannah, and that's why she hates her. Maybe. Maybe.
No, girl. No. Anybody that's seen girls, everybody dislikes Hannah. Like that. That is not the reason. It's because Hannah's a piece of shit. Just go watch it. See it. See it for yourself. Hannah is just a phenomenon. Like I don't know anybody that's self-centered and just bizarre in certain situations. Like some of her reactions and the behavior, I'm just like, what? Huh? Like, which we can get into in the next episode.
Spoiled soup.
Cold, spoiled soup.
Oh, yuck.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah, so next episode, guys, it's season 3 of Girls, so yes, get to hate on Hannah more.
Buckle up. Well, thank you guys for watching, for tuning in. Adam, happy birthday.
Thanks.
Good soup, great driver. Happy anniversary. Pokey, happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
And happy Veterans Day to Adam. Thank you for serving.
Yes. Yes. And everybody that has served.
Yes, including
your father.
My father. Happy Veterans Day, Daddy. I know he's going to watch this, so Shout out to you. He's like our biggest fan. My mom and my dad are like, ah! Like a little Lightning McQueen. That's literally them.
Well, I've officially made a website, so I'm probably gonna put those links out.
Yes.
Online.
Mm-hmm. Shannon did such a good job.
Aw.
You really did. I'm impressed.
Aw.
Look at her. Jan, look at her getting all flustered.
Well, put it together in a couple hours. It's just thought, it's about time. This is the 1 year we should get a website. I listed all of our episodes out, so you know what the hell we've talked about. And then we're going to have like a little about me section and then a little contact thing. So if you don't know how to get in touch with us through TikTok or Instagram or however your best form of communication is, then you can contact us through, are you going to fly a plane over us? Like, new plane that you sent me this morning.
Yes! Yes!
Shareholders want the hunt for Ben Solo.
Yes! And, there was a Rey cosplayer that went outside of Disney holding up a sign saying, "Where's Ben Solo? We want Ben Solo back." I think her name is Rachel, like Rey, like Rachel cosplays or something like that on TikTok and on Instagram. So shout out to you.
Yeah.
Getting the shit done. Yes, we need more rats like that.
We'll tag her. We'll let her know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think Bob Iger cares what we want. What he cares about is money. And so if we bring the shareholders into it, it's like, don't you want to make money?
Mm-hmm.
I go anywhere. I can't find any Kylo Ren stuff. Can you imagine me walking anywhere to get Kylo Ren stuff? I would buy it, Bob. I would buy it. I will buy it. Even Ben Solo, like, sweater shit. I will fucking buy it. I don't care. Adam in a Jedi outfit. If I could get a cardboard cutout of Shelley as Jedi Ben Solo, then I would do it. But I can't. So, because why? Because there's no Adam Driver Ben Solo in a Jedi outfit. Okay? I'm fucking serious. That's how much of a fan I am of Shelley as Ben Solo Kylo.
I'm like the Wish version of Kylo.
No, you're not. I am.
I mean, come on. Compared to Adam, I'm definitely Wish.
You're only lacking in height. You look fucking just like him. I was scrolling through making those screenshots, and I was like, Jesus. Like, I got mad at you. Clyde and fucking, Flip. I was like, what the fuck? This is bullshit. And then Ben Solo both times. I've made thirst traps, by the way, of her, you guys, and they're on our page.
The other day, I was like, wait, what? Oh my god.
Just to make her turn into a tomato.
Yeah. I'm like,
publicly she's like, stop. But you know inside she's like, stop. What? Stop.
They're going to play it.
Stop. Look at me pulling off androgyny. What the fuck?
There was that one guy, remember on TikTok, one of the comments where he was trying to diss me? And you were like, yes, the androgyny is working.
He had to edit and change the comment to fix the gender.
He had his first and then her. And you're like, yay. That was hilarious. I was like, I'm a man. I want a lightsaber. I want to go to war.
Oh my god, that's literally Adam's life. He didn't get to go to war. And they don't want him to come back as Ben Solo, so now he's like, I want a lightsaber! I want to go to war!
But like everything pre-Kylo too, by the way, his life, I want to go to war! Like literally, he's like, after 9/11, he enlisted. He's like, let's do this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't get deployed, but still, the motivation, the euphoria was there.
He was ready.
And he got a lightsaber.
He's a fucking expert. A weapon expert. Perfect shot. That's how we know damn well that Flip Zimmerman, he shot those himself.
Yeah.
He shot that gun himself, and he got those 3 shots right in a row.
The way Flip Zimmerman, like when he was like joking around, and the moment he zoned in, he really clocked in. He knows how to handle that weapon.
Oh, I love that face he makes. He's like,
he's like so focused, and you can see it, like, and then he's just, where's my money? Like,
honestly, the sentence should just end with when Flip Zimmerman, when Adam Driver. That's the end of the sentence, because that's why we're here. When Adam Driver, whatever. We celebrate when Adam Driver, then this is the rest. It's like, do you want some good soup? Do you want some good soup?
You want some Adam?
I put my trench coat on, and I'm like, you want some?
Want some crumbles?
Like that?
Can't give you the whole cookie, because that's
some
not
crumbles?
what he's giving out.
Can you imagine just like in the arms of? It's like, are you a hungry rat? Are you desperate for some crumbs? Good Soup Good Driver is here for you. Far away from here.
Are you hungry? Are you in a famine of Adam Driver? We got you. Come subscribe. Listen to our podcast. We will feed you. The rats will be fed on schedule every 2 weeks.
That's your prescription, because then you will what? You will what? Get sick.
Yes.
Well, you guys, so we have a website, so if you need any links, they're there. Otherwise, we're on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. We also have social medias on TikTok and Instagram. Same name, Good Soup Great Driver.
Represent, baby!
Yeah. I am also on the Clock app and the photo scrolly app. On Instagram, I'm Starry Eyes, StarryyEyes. And TikTok, I'm What's Up Shannon.
And on both, what did you say? The Clock app and the photo scrolly app. I am both. I've always been solo, BENSOLO. Let's be friends.
Her little outros are always so much quicker because I have to have 2 different names.
Alright, so, rats, stay fed, stay hydrated, eat that good soup, go on solo trips, because you will be surprised at what follows. Go out into the world, man. Explore the space, man! Who knows? Maybe you'll have some surprises along the way. Thanks for watching.
If you're in America, oh, never mind. I'm not going to support Thanksgiving with you on here. Fuck that shit.
Oh, yeah. Hell no.
No, fuck that.
No.
I was about to be like, Happy Thanksgiving. I was like, no, Shannon, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, sorry.
Not in this household. Nor should it be in any American household. No. I'm looking at every single one of you.
One day of togetherness does not make up for all of that.
Also, it was a complete lie. Complete and total lie, anyway. Like, that day was not a togetherness. None of that happened. Thanksgiving does not exist. Fuck Thanksgiving! Fuck Christopher Columbus! Fuck colonization! Bitches!
Yes.
Yes.
This has gone far enough! Just kidding. Yeah. Alright, rats. Stay hydrated. Fly your planes with Ben Solo messages.
Sign the fucking petition. We want our boy back.
If you celebrate Adam's birthday, then send us your cakes and your you be singing happy birthday, whatever. Just send us all the videos because we want to see you celebrating Adam. Please. Yes. Yay. Happy all 1 year. Woo!
Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary!
If you survived this episode, please go follow us on our socials that we mentioned and give us a follow on YouTube and Spotify so you are notified when we post. Stay fed, rats.
Good soup.
Great driver.